Say you don't know me, I recognize my face. Say you don't care who goes to that kind of place. Knee deep in the hoopla, sinking in your fight. Too many runaways eating up the night. Marconi plays the mamba. Listen to the radio. Don't you remember? We built this city. We built this city on rock and roll. We built this city. We built this city on rock and roll. Built this city. We built this city on rock and roll. Someone always playing corporation games. Who cares? They're always changing corporation names. We just want to dance here. Someone stole the stage. They call us irresponsible. Write us off the page. Marconi plays the mama. Listen to the radio. Don't you remember? We built this city. We built this city on rock and roll. We built this city. We built this city on rock and roll. Built this city. We built this city on rock and roll. It's just another Sunday in a tired old street. Police have got the chokehold. And we just lost the beat. Who counts the money underneath the bar? Who rides the wrecking ball into our guitars? Don't tell us you need us, 'cause we're the ship of fools, looking for America, crawling through your schools. Don't you remember? Marconi plays the mamba. Listen to the radio. Don't you remember? We built this city. We built this city on rock and roll. We built this city. We built this city on rock and roll. Built this city. We built this city on rock and roll. Built this city. We built this city on rock and roll. Built this city. We built this city on rock and roll.
Hello there, Pastafarians. Not quite ready yet. Listen.
Luckily, you're in
listen
the
to this
pre-show.
next song. Oh yeah, that's true. This is very pre-show. Because we like to come in and fucking chill around for a while
Yeah.
while people gather in to the area
We like to roll joints.
and
we
roll
like
joints
to look at our notes.
and thank the sponsors.
Yeah.
This month, our sponsors are Patreon friends. Thank you very much, Patreon friends. We have 3 friends over there. I'd call them out by name if I didn't feel like it was sort of a breach of privacy, you know? And I do often call them out by name, which I think is sort of like a breach of privacy. So, you know, that's how much I appreciate them. I'll breach their privacy to tell them.
Yikes.
But not today, I won't. You know, just go check the archives, is what I'm saying. Maybe I will today. I don't know. I don't know how this thing ends. I haven't listened to it yet. It's hard to know what happens during this episode when it hasn't even happened yet, you know?
It is. That's true. It's
I
like
think
rolling
what
the dice.
happens during this is we talk about all that stuff and all this stuff, but I'm not sure. Hey, Voodoo is here. Voodoo
Hey,
1.
Voodoo.
Hello, Voodoo. How are you?
Do.
Yeah, so, you know, it's been a while since I've been talking on this mic, and it's been a while.
Shame on you.
Oh, sorry. But yeah, I've had a great day today, and I was like, you know what, I'm going to pay it forward, you know.
Yeah.
Just I've had so many corona miracles happening today. Dude, I got my fucking Trump bucks out, you know. I'm going to buy some tigers with that. I can get 2 tigers because they give you 50% off the second baby tiger you take. So you and your spouse can afford 2 tigers.
Nice.
Yeah. They're not the baby tigers that really get the fucking pussy wet, you know? But they're a little bit older than that. Still cute, but dangerous enough to really murder you. So, you know.
Lose an eyeball or an arm.
Yeah. Not quite as safe as the one you can just put up against people's faces. Yeah. So yeah, if you want to get a good tiger, not from one of these fucking tiger mills like those motherfuckers we're using, you want to go through us. So do send me your Trump bucks to get yourself some tigers. Please check the PO box below. But also go check out our Patreon, where our rewards are not reflecting at all what we intend to do whatsoever. So, you know, just think of them as sort of comedic bits right now. Some of them were serious for a while, but they are not serious right now. But we do have some ideas, you know, thinking about some...
from the past.
We've got some shirt ideas. This is the shirt idea. Staff, right? Because...
No, media.
Media. That's much better. Media, right? Because
Big blocky black letters.
I did this
Across the
debate,
chest.
right? And what's his name just was wearing a security outfit, and
Yeah.
everyone just believed him. A shirt that said security is pretty good enough actually. It's as good as a badge around here. And also the same thing with the Tiger King, right? When Saf got his arm pulled off, fucking Joe Exotic immediately hopped up and put on his paramedic outfit for some reason. You know, genius. Anyway, that's a bit enough of. I don't know. Let's talk more about shit on Netflix because all of Community is on Netflix right now.
Yeah.
So you know, I'm going through it. We just finished season 3. We're into season 4. Got lots of opinions about it. We can talk about. But you know, I can wait until I'm done with it. I'm not going to. I'm going to tell you how I feel about it right now. Because, you know, Me Too touched everything, right? And so here's the thing I don't understand. How did we not lose Dan Harmon and we lost fucking Al Franken? Okay?
Yeah.
How did we lose Louis C.K., but we haven't yet lost Quentin Tarantino?
Correct.
You know,
Yeah.
what is going on here?
Yeah.
So, you know, here's my argument against Dan Harmon, and here's my argument against demonizing season 4. All right? If you listen to the story that we are allowed to know at this point, this is not prying at this point, to know that the target of Dan Harmon's misconduct
Yes.
is a person named Megan Gans. I might be saying her name wrong, I don't mean to. But, you know, so when Dan Harmon left, so one of the problems, and if you listen to Dan Harmon's apology, sorry to do this before we even do the fucking top of the hour walk.
Yeah.
Eh?
Nobody knows who you are even.
I'm Schizophrenic. This is Josephine Rowe. Here we are in the studio, the Safe Word Studios.
Good job.
Let's see. We'd like to thank our producers, of course. We're almost at 1,000 subscribers. Go check that out. What else we got? Top of the hour. I did about half of it and then I got distracted. Twitter, Facebook.
YouTube.
Yeah. What's the other one with the pictures? Instagram. I always
Instagram.
remember what.
That's true.
I always misremember
We got
what
some
it
pretty
is.
pictures over there if you like looking
If
at
you like pictures with
Yeah.
filters, if you like pictures but pictures with filters, dude, you should check out our gram. We have filtered all that shit. It's reality totally filtered.
Uh-huh.
If that's what you love over there about the gram. So, all right. Back to the fucking bullshit drama. And I didn't even think I'd be talking about this, but, you know.
Yeah, it just
Shit on,
happens.
I got to shit on
We
Netflix.
were just saying earlier, we
Right.
don't know what we're going to be saying today.
I haven't even seen season 6, to be clear about my understanding. I was current with it from the first season, probably from the first half of the first season, probably second or first episode.
Mm-hmm.
I very much like Community. Dan Harmon has gone on to make Rick and Morty. Ricky Morty, which I think everyone agrees is good. And yeah, I've got no problem with that.
Mm-hmm.
And sort of his, totalitarian way that he goes about telling a story. Like, he seems to love the... he has a sort of a formula that he worships, and it seems to do him fine, right?
Mm-hmm.
But, you know... Anyway, but... So... He's fine, right? He's a good guy. He's good at writing,
Yeah.
you know.
Yeah, there's some really clever,
Right.
interesting
Right.
things.
But yeah, Bones is like, all right, move on. Can you get on with it?
Long enough.
Jeez. So okay, and it connects with the idea of like, can you redo a Michael Jackson song?
Right.
You can enjoy it, I guess, still maybe, but can you redo it? You know,
Mm-hmm.
like when you listen to Man in the Mirror and you think about him touching kids' butts. Can you keep listening to it? You know?
Yeah.
So it's that same conversation we're having. Can you laugh at fucking what Louis C.K. said about how much he hates those fucking deers? Yeah. Right? You can. Can you laugh about him telling jokes about masturbating in front of people? I mean, maybe not. It's
Yeah.
gonna have to be pretty
Right?
funny.
We're going to be picturing people that were like uncomfortable.
Can
in
I
those
laugh at that?
situations.
Yeah, I'm gonna be being like,
Yeah.
dude, I brought my sister here and I said you're gonna be cool. Right? You know, am I gonna laugh at that? It's like, I don't know, dude. We'll see when he tells it.
Mhm.
You know, but you know, maybe the answer's no. Anyway, Dan Harmon gets to move on. Louis C.K. does not. It's very
Yes.
interesting.
Oh, and your argument for season 4.
Season 4 is it's less Dan Harmon and more her. And one of the things he touched upon during his apology is that she couldn't know that she was being successful because she was good.
Mm-hmm.
And he was taking that from her.
Yes.
Okay?
Yes.
And very much,
That's cool.
if you look at the relationship between Jeff and Annie, it smacks of Dan and Megan.
Mm-hmm.
Okay? In the second season, it does.
Mm-hmm.
In the third season, it's pretty blatant. And Dan Harmon is committing things he is telling us are immoral in season 1. In season 3, he's doing it behind the scenes, okay?
Yeah.
But yeah, in his apology, he says, "Well, I know now," and what she kept saying to me was, "You're taking away my whole fucking career with this shit, right? Like, I can't know I'm good." So then when Dan Harmon left and then season 4 happened, they're all talking about, like, blaming it on these two showrunners, but the showrunners were really asking the writers who had been there, so where do we go from here? It wasn't Megan Gann's show, is
Yeah.
what I'm not saying it's that,
Right.
but I'm saying there was a hole to fill, and Megan Gann's was maximized, and that was her most season,
Mm-hmm.
right? That was the
Yeah.
most Megan Gann's season. And so then to condemn it as not being Community is really taking Dan's side in a fight that he told us not to take his side on.
Yeah.
Yeah. And so the Community is really bad at listening to the moral stories that were being told in these shows. It's very, very disturbing to me that we are willing to shit on season 4. And then when he came back in season 5, he literally wrote it away.
Mm-hmm.
And he called it the gas leak season, and everyone giggles about it. And no, this is the problem. Megan doesn't know if she's good. Because we don't care. It's all about the drama.
Mm-hmm.
We cannot judge her jokes to be good or not. Because we can't see her as anything except for the object of this stupidity.
Yeah. Yeah.
And season
pretty
5
cool.
doubled down into it. It's brutal.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So we ended up supporting the abuser.
Right.
Instead of the
The
abusee.
system just sets up a support network for the abuser, and if we're not breaking it down, we are systemic abuse.
Yeah.
And I might be wrong about that. I could be very wrong about that. But I'm not. You know, Flying Spaghetti Monster told me in my heart. May have told you in your heart. And if it feels warm in your heart when I told you that story that I just make up out of my mind, that's true enough, right? It's true-ish.
Yeah.
It's alt-true. So that's what I have for you today. A lot of that alt-trueness.
Fuck yeah.
Fuck yeah. Yeah, could be wrong about that, but we'll see in season or in the movie, like when the movie happens. And here's my other gripe about Dan Harmon. All right, and it's my gripe about fucking who is it? Alien? Who's that guy?
Oh yeah.
Ridley Scott.
Yeah.
So Ridley Scott did a lot of great movies, a lot of bad movies, and a lot of great movies, right? And a lot of times, like, you hear about the drama behind Ridley Scott's movies, okay? And that's Ridley Scott's fault, okay? He'll say it's not, but I can show you a lot of directors where there's no drama, right? And so Ridley Scott's the guy who's, like, willing to compromise and then blame you know what I mean? Throw them under the bus, right?
Yep.
And, like, it's all about getting it, like, with fucking passive aggression and that's the way he fucking does his things, and so his fucking movies are clouded in drama. Like, Blade Runner's a great movie, but then someone will be like, cool, but which version? And you're like, oh shit, that's right. This is the most worst thing about science fiction is definitely in Blade Runner, is fucking assholes walking up to you and being like, but are you reading the new international version? And you go like, oh no, I'm King James only, and then you're not friends. Like, what the fuck,
That's
right?
funny. Yep.
So, you know, anyway, the good version is the one without the talking. Use Vangelis as the voiceover, not Harrison Ford, right?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, that is the good version. But they're all good versions. Just watch the movie. Ridley Scott's a good movie maker. But he allows the fucking drama to be the story of the movie and take over the movie because he's bad at fucking controlling the movie. And that's his fucking job, is to have a vision, get the vision, and not deviate, and fucking sell it to the fucking suits. That's the thing he can't do, is be like, dude, I don't know what the fuck is wrong with you guys to come in here again and tell me to do shit that will totally ruin this. I have no idea how to say to your face, I know what I'm doing, and if you don't believe me, I'm taking this somewhere else. He can't do that. Every other director can. Dan Harmon can't do it. He sabotages his shit with fucking passive-aggressive bullshit, and he blames it on his partner, and he confesses in his art that it's him. He's confessing all the time. It's fucking Changnesia, where he's like, got the puppet and says, something's wrong here. That's Dan Harmon. Right. He fucks it all up. He's coming for Rick and Morty, and when we have to pick sides, we're picking Justin Roiland. Okay? We are not going with Dan Harmon, no matter how much it looks like he's not at fault. He definitely is. He took advantage of Justin Roiland, and he's going to throw him under the bus like he always has, and like he told us he will in every single one of his stories.
Yeah.
So let's not be surprised when Louis C.K. says, can I masturbate in front of you in my room tonight? And you giggle and go up there, and then he does it. Let's stop pretending we're surprised. He was serious. He has a problem. When he says, I just need to masturbate in front of someone, I don't know how to ask a real human, did I just ask you?
Yeah.
That's what he was asking. So, anyway, we're on Justin Roiland's side, but we can help Dan get help, right? Dan's ready for help. He just, he thinks that he won't be famous anymore if he fixes his problem, right? Like House.
Yeah. Yeah. Dr. House.
Yeah. So, that's stupid, because he has enough money, it's time to get healthy, you dumbass. You'll be telling better stories,
Yes.
you piece of shit. You think you have good stories because you're ill? Get the fuck out of here. Get the fuck out of here. That's
Good
the
stories,
stupidest
and
thing
the
I've
more
ever
truthful
heard.
you can become.
That's right.
With yourself.
Yeah, so check out our Patreon. J cards and shirts over there. Media. Then we can get away with anything, apparently. Alright, so tomorrow's the big debate. We'll come back, we'll talk about that after this great song that you're about to listen to.
I didn't wanna be the one to forget.
again, Pastafarians. Me, Schizophrenic Mage. This is Josephine the Josephine. I don't know if I did that right the first time. In fact, I think I know I did it wrong. Welcome back to Radio Show, Corona Lockdown Edition. Corona the Boner. I can't think of any
I heard
rhymes.
the other day
I'm bad
on
at rhyming.
Fox that COVID-19 is the 19th one.
Man, I don't know why we didn't get our ducks in a row on 18, dude. Fucking... It's like James Bond movies. It's the same fucking thing over and over and over, guys. Come on. Get your shit together. So... Well, yeah, but I mean... talking about the... Yeah, do we have to... Like, we live in a place where we have to be like... Cool, but the real answer is like... Because it started in the year 19.
Yeah,
right?
we should be.
Like, we have to do that. Like, every time we tell a joke about how that's stupid, we have to be like,
This
is the actual answer.
Yeah, it's the
Do we
actual
have to?
answer.
Can we just walk by it? Like, this is not an education show, right? I don't have to fucking do that part of it, right? Fucking Wolf Blitzer does, doesn't he? Is that right? Who's supposed to do it? The president's supposed to do it, not me. I get to tell the fucking jokes, right? Is that right? Or do I have to do the actual education? Is it a grassroots sort of thing? Is it a ground up sort of thing?
Man,
Ground
the more
up,
you say
like...
ground up and grassroots, I'm like, give me that job.
Yeah, right? I'm about to ground up these grassroots.
I think that everyone is supposed to be doing it.
Damn it!
You're supposed to be humoring and educating.
Wow. Do I get paid twice as much? Of course not.
No. Oh,
Well,
shit.
I mean, this has to do with... this leads me into one of the things that I have written down on my notes here. I'm really pissed off at these stupid fucking people that I'm having this debate with. Because they just don't understand this game at all, you know? They're working against themselves in this game. Like, I'm going onto their pages, their Facebook pages, and, like, talking to them and being like, hey, you're wrong. And so, like, people see it on their page and start talking to me, you know, their friends. And then their friends keep coming back to their page to fight me, you know? And, like...
They're not noticing the traffic.
Yeah, like they're not giving me anything for that. They're not thinking to themselves, well, at least I'm a surrogate in this fight. Dude, I totally just fucking stole the fucking joint here from Joe. I've got to get to business now. Why don't you talk, Joe, so I can smoke this?
Damn.
No, don't talk.
I'm just drawing over here.
Draw the thumbnail.
Yeah.
Scan it in and we'll put it on the thumbnail. Oh, we don't have a scanner. We've got a... But I got my Trump bucks. I'm gonna buy a new car with it because my car right now is haunted.
Poor Scooby.
Poor Scooby-Doo. And I've got to retire this poor son of a bitch.
Yeah.
So Trump bought me a car, so that's very nice. Or maybe Congress did. I'm not really sure how it goes. There wasn't a signature on it, so I don't know who gave me the money. Yeah. Oh well. Maybe it was Jesus, because someone told me that Jesus was blessing me this week, and then I got the money. So thanks Jesus for those Trump bucks. But then Jesus was all like, money is evil, and so I don't know what to do with that, so I'm really confused. Jesus really confuses me. Happily, Flying Spaghetti Monster has said that he contradicts himself. So, when we're confused by him, we get to be like, oh, yeah, just like he told me we would. Whereas, you know, Jesus said his shit was fucking made some sense, which it does not. Anyway, so yeah, talking to these motherfuckers. I'm starting all these fights, you know?
Yeah.
I'm getting all the fans super pissed at me, so that they'll be super excited to see me live streaming and yell at me and scream at me. And then these fuckers are all like, maybe I'm not even coming out because you're such a jerk. I was like, you fucker, I'm not being a jerk, first of all. You're a fucking little prissy bitch. This is not fucking rough stuff at all. Okay? Secondly, yeah, I'm like telling my side of the story so it engages these fucking people. So, I'm engaging them. And you're like, it's too hard. Like, I'm talking to these fuckers about the flat earth, and they're like, this isn't important. It's like, oh my, fuck you, it's so important. Right? I'm talking to them about when the fucking end of the world is, and they're like, it might be tomorrow, it might be 1,000 years, I don't know. And it's like, well, that's sort of the problem. And they're like, no, I don't see that. And it's like, no, the when is really important.
Yeah.
You cannot say soon for 2,000 years. That's not soon. It's not. It's just not a thing. Okay? Soon must be internal to the lifetime of a human, and no humans are thousands of years old. So, no, soon cannot mean 2,000 years. Jesus didn't come back soon. Here's a little sidebar. Right? So the adults say Jesus returns, right?
Yeah.
Because they don't want to say Jesus is coming, right? And the kids just don't even know that they shouldn't say it. So that's how you can tell the difference between the adults and the children. As the adults stopped saying Jesus is coming again, they said Jesus will return soon, right? They stopped saying that shit.
Yes.
Cool. So go check how many of the Christians are adults, is what I'm saying. Because all of them are saying Jesus is coming all over me on my back and tits, and they don't even know it, right? Jesus is coming again. He comes inside me, and I love it, and I want it every night in the dark when there's no one around. And you're like, oh my gosh, surely you can tell that that sounds bad. And they're like, oh, you're disgusting. And you go fuck yourself, right? That's not me. You guys aren't trying not to. At least I am, right? I'm not making coming jokes when I'm hanging out with them. And they are, dude. I let them all slide. And then they fucking are like, maybe I won't show up. And they're so fucking coy about scheduling this shit. I'm like, hey, so are we debating? And they're like, I don't know, maybe if Jesus tells me we are. And it's like, when do you expect he's going to tell you? And it's like, an hour before I want to. Like, I've told them it takes me an hour and a half to bust down there, and they won't make, they'll fucking be like, okay, we're here, where are you? And I was like, oh my god. Right?
Yeah.
These fucking motherfuckers.
You're very frustrated.
And, I'm so fucking frustrated because if I
Yeah.
show any of my frustration to them,
They
run,
run away.
the fuck away.
Yeah.
I have to hold this thing together with, like, fucking dental floss and wishes. Jesus, this is not easy to do.
Chewing gum and a paper
And so, dude, I think I might be done, dude. This next time, I might just walk up out of character and be like, what the fuck is going on here, guys? Why do I have to do all this work when there's fucking 4 times as many of you? Like, why do I have to get you guys... Why do I have to trick you into promising to come back next week? Dude, I've already said I'm here for the duration, I'm here for the years. And they're like, maybe I'm not coming ever again. Every week.
Maybe I'm not returning ever again.
Maybe I don't have to talk to you ever again because this never was a debate. It was only preaching and you didn't listen, and so I don't have to do this anymore. And it's like, this was a debate. You never got to the debate part. You were just in the preaching part. You never got to the next part where you heard what I said and refuted it.
Yeah.
You just fucking preached. Jesus fucking Christ. Vernon Roark is here. Let it out, I'm with you. Oh, sorry about this. Sorry about this. This is quite embarrassing. I can only do this because I know this is the one fucking place they won't go. You know what I mean? This is where I can let it out. I can't, be frustrated on Facebook because they might, check it out. But they ain't never fucking coming here to fucking see my live show. They'll invite me to their stupid fucking kitchen show where they just sort of read the book and improv bullshit for fucking... Dude, I got 3 notes. I'm gonna do a better show than they do. And if you don't believe me, go to their fucking Facebook channel. It is such garbage.
Yeah.
The shit that they are broadcasting and getting views on. I am owning them on the entertainment, education, uplifting thing that we're supposed to be doing.
Entertainment value.
Right?
Yeah.
Like the scam that we're supposed to be running where you guys feel like I'm telling you that you're about to be a better person because of you came and hung out with me today and the feelings that you feel. Fucking I'm running that shit better than them. They sit around being like, now I think that the red fucking horse is menstruation because I hate women. They say that in the fucking thing and they'll be like, and, Jesus says I'm right. So that's their fucking show. But anyway... thank you for showing up, Vernon Roark. Welcome to the
Hi,
show.
Vernon.
Sorry that I am ranting so hard that it takes me forever to welcome you here. But yeah, I am infuriated! Hi! And so that's the problem, is they're coming at me with this fucking, these metaphors, and they get to
funny
fucking
how
switch
often
the...
we use coming now.
Yeah. That's a good point. Still some OGs. Oh yeah, Voodoo wants me to avoid the sort of crossover Christian cursing,
Yeah.
And I see your point. I think. What about Blast? Stuff like that. And it's hard to know which ones are which because things
Right.
like Dash, right? That comes from the censorship line, right? And you like.
Yeah, there's a lot of.
Blimey is core Blimey. It
Yeah,
comes from
you don't want to say
Jiminy
you
Christmas.
Scourge. Those pirate phrases often have animals.
Oh yeah, absolutely. I don't want to pick up
So-
your scurvy dogs either. That's
Right,
very, very
so we
hard.
wanna
Jo
avoid
always yells at me when I call people
dehumanization
scurvy
or-
dogs. She won't get
It's
over
difficult.
it.
It's very difficult. There's been a couple things I've said lately as just a what are those called?
It is a
Phrases.
a
And you were
difficult
like,
puzzle.
that's from a racist beginning.
Oh,
And it's
that's
like,
right.
Oh shit.
My mother, not to name names or anything, but I remember in the 80s, I had no idea that cotton picking was a thing that I was not going to be proud of talking about later. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
My mom would just be like, "Now, just one cotton picking moment," and it was just like, "Yeah,
Oop.
what do you mean?"
Oop.
Like it was
Oop.
just a sentence. Like I didn't even notice it.
Yeah.
Maybe it wasn't. It probably wasn't. She probably didn't know. The same way that the fucking Christians don't know that when they say, "I hope Jesus comes tonight," they're being very gross, right? It's probably that, right? They're probably too stupid to know. But I mean, man, they were too stupid for their entire lives, right? They just intentionally stayed that way.
Intentionally, yes. Yeah.
All right.
And they were surrounded by family and friends, and they didn't change even for their family and friends. So intentional.
Yeah. I think so. I think the evidence is intentional. I might be wrong about that, but it's hard to ignore the evidence, probably. If they don't return, you win, says Vernon Rourke. Yeah, I keep trying to explain that to them. That if they ever go out and preach in public and they haven't told me where they're going to be, they're cheating. And they're just like, no, we're doing it right. We don't have to tell you where you are. The devil's going to tell you. We're supposed to hide from you. And it's like, no, you're the crazy people preaching on the streets, and my job is to go out and oppose you because you're preaching hate.
Yeah.
And if
Just
you
like
try to do it
when they
without
go protest
opposition,
drag queen story time,
right?
They know that person's schedule, so
Right.
that they can go protest.
So
them.
if you don't tell me where you're going to be, it's because you're a coward. And they're like, no, and that means I never have to talk to you again. And they literally pull that shit right out of their ass. Moves exactly like that. Like I'm accusing them, and I have the whole argument, and then they just walk away like it's the fucking high ground. It is the craziest shit with these people, Like I have to. It is a mind puzzle to think about. Like, is Dominic gonna come back? Because I've given up on Steve, dude. Like, I can't. He's admitted that he doesn't want to do this. He wants me to go away. He doesn't want to debate. He doesn't want to listen to me. He's admitted all of that shit. But Joseph thinks he's in a good faith conversation still. He's not. He's not listening to my points at all. He's hand-waving them as if he proved them away.
And
He's
then
counting
giving his
claims
sermons.
as proof and thinking that if you sermonize longer, you win. But I haven't even started sermonizing. This is my preaching, and I don't do it in the debates because we're debating. And they call me the cheater.
Yeah.
It's fucking nuts.
Yeah.
It doesn't make any sense in my brain part.
So yeah, that's why we're capturing it on video.
Yes, it is performance art at the very least.
To
Exposing...
show these poor brains that
Oh, man.
have turned inwards over and over, as Terry Pratchett would say.
Yeah, it's very Vorbis. Speaking of things we're going to document to put on the internet, maybe tomorrow downtown,
fuck yeah.
fucking Operation Gridlock.
Yes.
So that's weird.
So I've been hearing about these other states doing it. I was like, oh yeah, we're in a big capital.
Oh yeah, there's a bunch of stupid
surrounded
people
by
around here.
Red everywhere.
That's
Look
right.
Who's doing
That's
that?
not what I meant when I said stupid people.
But there's two groups doing it tomorrow.
I'm just saying, anyone out there, because they're like,
Sure.
yeah, it's for them for stupid reasons. But maybe if we get them to write down the stupid reasons, or to say it to a camera, and then show it to them in like a year, and be like, was that a stupid reason? That they'll be like, yes, it was, right? And that's a win. Like, you can't convince them this is a stupid idea, but you can convince a person that was a stupid idea, right?
Yes.
And so that's the problem. Lots of people are like, cool, here's the thing, Schizophrenic Mitch. When you're going out there and you're talking to these people, you're doing it in bad faith. No, they are. Here, I can prove it. I don't think I can change them in the moment. I think the conversation changes them. They think they can change me in the moment. They think they can cast a magic spell and the demons will come out of me. They're wrong. I'm right. Right?
Yeah. Where people are saying you're doing this in bad faith. No, it takes
that's the good
a
faith.
brain talking out loud to hear their own views. And that then takes time. Every time you can get someone to talk out loud their views, that is a favor to their brains.
People are literally saying to me, "Oh, I've never had to think about these things."
Yeah.
I'm like, right,
Yeah.
because the atheists aren't doing their job because they need to fucking wear pirate outfits.
An X amount of times for that brain to then start self-criticizing.
Right, and that X might be 9 for some people.
Yeah.
You know, it's 3 in a healthy mind.
Yeah.
Okay, it's 3 before you can even hear it.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah, I've heard that from studies. It's weird.
It is very weird.
But I mean, that's why we are always like, when we learn a new word and we're like, oh man, I've seen it now 3 times.
Yeah.
Or
that
does
does.
come in 3, or
it's
just
it's a
part
weird...
of that confirmation bias our brains love to do.
Or that could be the first week that they happen 3 in a row, and that's why you learned it. Right?
Yeah.
It's like waves, and there's big long droughts that no one ever said. That word. Can we think of a weird word?
Just think of any weird word.
Euclidean. What about Elenchus?
Sure.
Yeah. No one. You never heard the word Elenchus, and then you heard it like 9 times in like a month, and then you're like, well, I fucking learned that word. That was the week I learned that, or the month rather. I can't even remember the scenario that I was setting up because I was thinking, did I say the word Elenchus right? Yeah, so I've got to somehow convince these motherfuckers that we are the surrogates for our audiences, and they don't be there for me. Be there for your audience. Melissa wants you to fucking yell at me. John from the coast wants you to say La La Land. He'll lose his shit. If you say La La Land, he will come in his pants. Right?
Yeah.
Like, how do I explain this to these assholes?
Paying attention to their fans.
Right? Fucking dumbasses.
Yeah.
They can't debate. No, they can't. They cannot. But we can street debate, which is all I need, right? No, they're not listening to me. But we can do this if they fucking tell me they'll come back next week. Because if I let loose, you know, if I am bound in a way that they are not. They use whatever move they feel like they want to. Okay, I do not. I am bound. And if I unbind myself and play a fair game, use my full abilities against them using their full abilities, I will win. And they never come back. If ever I win, they never come back.
Yeah.
If ever they feel like I'm gaining ground, they will never come back. So that's I gotta make them feel like they're not.
You have too many contradicting values, though. Like, that's why you're so frustrated. You can't be unbound. You're sick of it.
Well, right, because A, I'm a Pastafarian, and B, I'm a YouTuber, and those things conflict. But first, I'm a Pastafarian, and I'm trying to do my YouTubing around it, right? It's a very difficult wire to fucking walk, but I don't think you've ever seen someone walk it like this, bitch. What do you think about that? Here's another project that we're working on, this Colin show, because I met this guy, Russell. You met him on the shows. He moderated the debate. Yeah. He is Catholic. He hangs out with the Knights of Columbus, I think. And so I'm going to do a show with like him or Joseph or something where it's like the atheist experiments. Where they do atheist experiments. But instead of calling in to get bullied by 2 atheists, you call in to pick on me with your friend sitting next to me. Or pick on my guest with me. Right? So that's a much, much different show. So, but not pick on, right? The other person is actually moderating the debate, you know? So, like, an atheist can call in to the Catholic and... fucking the atheist will say something and the Catholic will dodge it, and I'll be like, wait, no, that's not what he asked. You can't say that as an answer to his question because you didn't answer it.
And then they can do the same for you.
Yeah, right. So whoever they call them to ask someone a question, and the other person moderates that question. Mm-hmm. And that's the show that I'm sort of setting up with Joseph.
That's great.
Yeah, it's trademarked.
Russell, you mean?
It's Joseph or Russell or all that group.
Cool.
I'm trying to get them hopefully involved in something like this. I think it will work really, really well. Because they don't seem to like the show part where we get in the ring and we start yelling, I'm gonna fucking fuck you up, bitch! They don't like that. And that's fine, they don't have to like it. Get in the other show. I've got all these fucking places to do it.
Yeah.
I think because you don't pick a place, that means you don't want to. Right? Fuck, I'm trying to have the conversation. I literally say I worship conversation. I can't get these guys to say they worship truth. I cannot. They refuse to. They say, I worship Jesus and he's truth. And I say, why don't we erase some of that and you just say I worship truth? And they say, because that's blasphemy! It's the most disgusting shit I've ever heard. You know? Anyway, more venting. Yeah, sorry I've got all this venting to do. It's because I'm working so hard on these projects for you. For you. To entertain you, the audience.
I thought you said it was Pastafarian.
Yeah, it's for me. It is me, isn't it? It's because I'm entertained by it.
Because you enjoy it.
Oh, it's for me. I didn't mean to say you so negatively.
It's a crazy puzzle your brain's trying to understand.
You calling my brain a puzzle?
Yeah, we all have puzzles that we're working on.
Oh man, I've got puzzles I'm working on. I'm working on a puzzle in Dominic's head. I'm working on a puzzle in fucking John's head. And fucking Joseph's. I've given up on Steve. This guy's just a kook. I just make fun of him. He's all like, yo, I have to remind myself every day that fucking Jesus loves me. I'm like, oh yeah, every day? It's like an addiction, huh? And he's like, yeah, dude, I'm so fucking addicted to Jesus. And I'm like, cool, that's the first step. You know, first step of recovery is admitting it. We're going to get you clean soon. And he's like, I am clean. I've bathed in the blood of the lamb. And I was like, that's not clean. That's covered in blood. It's weird that your God tells you that those things are the same. He's a weird kind of guy. So yeah, I'm not trying to figure out the Steve puzzle. I'm just sort of remarking at how complete the puzzle seems to be. and not I don't mean completed. I mean completely puzzled.
Very complex, very full.
Every piece is sideways, yes. So anyway, hopefully, because it's only fucking 20 hours from now, hopefully I'll be debating them somewhere, sometime tomorrow, and I'll be allowed to film it while they live stream it with 3 cameras.
Yeah.
Oh my god. Ugh. They can't think by themselves without referring to the God of the Bible. There's a wall. Yeah, and so that's got to be the criticism, right? We've got to come back to the same thing, which is you think truth means Bible and it doesn't, and that's killing you, right? Like, I worship truth, you worship Bible, that's killing you. So, it is the wall. It's a wall, but it's the wall. That's the wall we're dismantling, right? Brick by brick, right? And they do it in this story, and every piece has to be secure beginning to the end, so they tell story and story and story. And then they get to the end, and nobody checked to see if it was secure, right? And we just take one piece at a time, and we'd be like, well, but wait, this means this, doesn't it? And they'd be like, well, yeah, you just build a brick. You don't build the wall, right? Yeah. Did I fuck the metaphors up completely? Did they come around backwards at the end of that? That was not right. So. Sorry about that.
You did. Switched it around.
Yeah, fuck that wall. So, Governor Cuomo was talking the other day about, like, what we do here in New York, we build bridges. And that's great. And the other day I was talking about, to myself about burning bridges, and it's like, well, cool, well, I guess I'm the bad guy. And it's like, nope, no. Fucking sometimes you burn the bridges. You can build bridges, but it's not always a great idea, right? Like, bridges are great sometimes, burning them is great sometimes. Yeah. So, the point is, if you don't burn down the bridge between you and the narcissist, then there's no reason to build a new one, right? They'll just try to use that old fucking bridge. So you burn it down, and then together, you build a new one, right? So burning down the old bridge is part of building bridges, isn't it? Right?
Yeah.
They sold the fucking London Bridge because they were building the London Bridge, and this fucking London Bridge was in the way. Get it out of here, right?
Yep.
Okay. So, I get it. It's fine. Good for him.
I get how metaphors can be turned to anything.
Yeah. So, unfortunately, it's all a sham, I guess, this whole religion thing. Oh well, thanks for your money. Please keep bringing it in. I'll bring you the best sham around.
Mm-hmm.
Sham wow, as it were.
Sham wow.
The sham wow of shams.
They'll keep you saying wow.
That's true. Every time. Add a new rule to your next debate. Rule number 1. You can't refer to the God or the Bible at any moment in this debate. Yeah.
That's interesting.
Like, that's a hard... Like, I don't know how to approach that. Like... They definitely want to come with, like, one rule and, like, lay it down and it covers it. But I don't know what my one rule would be. And so my one rule for now is fucking just don't call me a demon. Alright? I don't want to have that conversation. I want to have a bunch of other conversations before you just fully demonize me and pretend that you don't even have to listen to my argument. Like, just don't even bring it in. Or maybe that's a bad rule. Maybe the rule 1 is like, you gotta differentiate whether you're talking to me or the demon, right? Or you gotta say Mitchell or demon. You gotta... Maybe that's a better rule.
Expose their thoughts.
Yeah. Thank you again, satire, for finding us the truer answer, right? Sometimes when you're looking for the right answer, you gotta look for the wrongest answer, and then you'll know exactly what the right answer is. Again, satire gives us what we want.
Yeah, it saved us the other day. We were sitting in a COVID line, and we were like...
It was driving people crazy. They were losing their minds.
We were just like predicting and guessing and making fun of it all. And had a great old time for 2 hours.
Great old time with comedy and satire. Saved our minds. Because you have to laugh, or you will go crazy.
Or you will get out of your car and start pointing.
Please do check out my series on Sartre's shit if you want to learn about how, yes, you must laugh or
is
you
that
will
a
laugh.
note for me?
No, it's a note for the people.
Sartre. How do you spell that?
S-A-R-T-R-E.
Sartre shit.
Oh, yeah. So, do not mind me if I'm, like, checking my Facebooks here to see if
let's go to music breaks, kids.
Well, we don't have to. Well, but I mean, we can. But we can wrap it up. Is there anything else to talk about? Did we talk about it all?
We talked about... what are we going to do with this gridlock? How are we going to get prepared? What are we doing for it?
Well, it starts at noon, so I'm just going to go down there before noon. Mm-hmm. And maybe I'll find a parking space and then just wait until I can get home, I guess. That apparently what they want me to do is not be able to get home. So we'll see how effective they are, right? Mm-hmm. I guess that'll be my video. Let's see if I'm gridlocked. Maybe not. Yeah. I don't know. I haven't seen that video yet. Questions? It's hard to know what's in it. Any questions? No. The question I've been thinking is, what the fuck are you talking about? But, I'm going to try to lighten it up. I don't think that's going to go over well. Maybe it will. I don't know.
I think it will. I think there are people there that are concerned about the poor and the starving people.
It's, what are you trying to say?
They're going about
it. What the fuck are you trying to say?
Instead of another news system.
Yeah.
Which is where we are now. Today.
Where are we? Oh, we got a new? You got stuff? Okay, looks like we got a lot to talk about. So let's listen to this song, and then we'll come back and we'll do a whole nother segment where I yell and stuff.
Yeah.
Last night I had the strangest dream. I sailed away to China in a little rowboat to find you, and you said you had to get your laundry clean. Didn't another girl like you. Have to say, oh, ain't nothing gonna break my stride. Nobody gonna slow me down. Oh no, no, I got to keep on moving. Ain't nothing gonna break my stride. I'm running and I won't touch ground. Oh no, I got to keep on moving. Ain't nothing gonna break my stride. Nobody gonna slow me down. Oh no, no, I got to keep on moving. Ain't nothing gonna break my stride. I'm running and I won't touch ground. Oh no, I got to keep on moving. Ain't nothing gonna break my stride. Nobody gonna slow me down. Oh no, I got to keep on moving. Ain't nothing gonna break my stride. I'm running and I won't touch ground. Oh no.
Some more ranting about these guys.
Yeah,
Oh shit, are you making another joint right now?
I am.
Well, you are
We're
a
in
rad
the
person.
second half.
You're a cool person that I like to hang out with.
Thanks.
Yeah, you know what would be fun? You know what would be really fun? Is fucking smoking a joint with Steve. That'd be a blast.
Oh my gosh, that'd be hilarious.
Be hilarious. Even this weak ass shit that I've got, I think.
Yeah,
would be
well,
good.
you should take like a week break so that you could be in the silly places he is. That'd be fun.
So here is hold on. It would be funny. Okay, if you agree to that demon thing is real, then the definition of demons makes sense. If you yeah. So with their argument of like, no, here's what demons is, and it's like, okay, well, you know, if I have to assume that, then yeah, let's walk down that path and let's figure it out. And then you cast your demon spell, and you see that the demon doesn't go, and then you go fuck yourself, right? But that's a lot of ifs. We're walking down a path of ifs, and you guys don't walk one if with me, right? I say, what if the Bible's myth? And you go like, scream, it's not! And it's like, I didn't say, is the Bible myth? I said, what if it is? And you can't do one of them, and you're asking for 19 from me. Like, I'm talking to this one guy, Jonathan, and he writes me today. He's like, which of these do you still want me to be addicted to? This, and this, and this, and this, and this, and this. And he's talking about things like porn, and heroin, and fucking anger. And it's like, cool. Well, which of those do you want me to answer? Because that's 21 questions you've asked. And I can't find 21 answers you've given. So I have no idea where you come off fucking asking me 20 questions in a row and pretending you're not just fucking preaching at me, dude. Like, I don't understand how you guys think communication is preaching. It's the stupidest shit I've ever fucking seen. You know, equally among with all the other things that I've said are the stupidest shit. What about that? Have I eased off on the blasphemes, eh? What about, like, Odin's beard? What do you think about those? Should I replace things like Jesus Christ with Odin's beard? Are those, like, good substitutions?
It's fun, I like it.
Well, yeah, but it still is sort of like the same thing, is using the tendency to invoke a higher power, right? Instead of just sort of, like, exclaiming my frustration. Motherfucker is much different than holy Christ, right?
Well, now that you point out, I would rather it be something not referencing the high power.
Right. That Odin. So you don't want me to say Odin's beard because of that argument.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah, I don't think Odin's beard is a great alternative. Yeah. I don't think Damn and Blast is either. Right?
Yeah, Damn is Christian and Blast is explosions of war.
Well.
Cannonballs.
I thought it was like invoking of like hellfire or something.
Oh, Blast?
Yeah.
Oh.
Could be warfire. Could be. Oh my gosh. I'm going to save the second half of the second joint for the second part of this segment. But this is the third segment? I don't know.
Me.
Pardon me as well. But pre-pardon me.
Yeah, so we're going to go down and document these.
We will go
Gridlock.
down. That's right, Joe. We will.
Cool.
We will go down. That's a Mormon joke, but you don't know because you're not a good enough Mormon. Sorry about that.
Yeah, I wasn't born in the covenant.
Well, no, it's worse. No, you could have not. You could have been born in the covenant and not got the joke. Yeah.
Like pre-temple missionary stuff.
No, post-temple stuff.
Right. Like, if I leave pre-temple...
Yeah, if you leave pre-temple. Yeah. You can't go on a mission without the temple. Is that right?
Yep.
They still do that?
I think so.
So they lowered the age another fucking year, huh? That totally makes sense.
Yep.
Oh, man. This guy, oh my gosh, the more I hear about this logo that this fucking dude is so proud of, the more embarrassing this shit is. Like, I cannot think... I cannot think of when I won't look at it with full-on embarrassment. Yeah, the fucking bathtub Jesus. It's like crazy.
Very Catholic, I've heard, too.
So anyway, to answer one of his questions, if you're here, John... Because you asked me 21 questions, but you don't got time for 21 answers. Mm-hmm. So here's one of the ones you don't have time for. Because if my answer has more words than their question, they stop listening for some reason. Mm-hmm. So here's one of the answers. Yes, I still want you to be addicted to anger. Dude, everyone's addicted to anger. You can't not be. You're made of anger, you stupid bitch.
Yeah.
Pretending you can get over your addiction to anger.
And it's coming out sideways.
Right. So why don't you pretend you can get rid of your addiction to joy? Okay? Why don't you walk forward with that stupidity and see how many steps it takes before you're fully destroyed? Okay?
Yeah.
Because that's how many steps it takes when you try to get rid of your addiction to anger.
Yeah, self-destruction.
It's 4 steps from self-destruction. Absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely. Do I want you to still be addicted to anger? Mm-hmm. Yes, I do. Do you accept my answer? Did you even fucking hear it? Mm-hmm. So anyway, if you want to see more things like this, go check out fucking this debate happening live on their YouTubes, or their Facebook rather. I'd give you the links, but they'll think that we're like invading it, and like they'll be like, oh, that means that we don't have to do it anymore. You know? Like I try to get the audience there so that there's some fucking audience engagement with this, and it like grows, and Facebook's like, oh, what's going on in Denver? But every time I do a move, they counter the move because they just counter my moves. Because they think I'm a demon.
Yes,
and
exactly.
everything I do should be countered. Yep. So they just do.
Yep.
Yeah, that's them.
That's the
they don't have to think about it. Mm-hmm. They don't have to think, now, was this Mitchell doing it or was it the demon? They just be like, he is the demon.
He is.
Because I fully demonized him. And I don't ever have to empathize with him. In fact, I never did. So nice. Fucking Joseph tells me I don't hate anyone. And I say, what about Demon Josephs? And he says, I don't hate anyone. What about Demon Josephs?
I know. That was great.
Probably the demon. The demon's so pissed at you, Joseph. He's talking right to you, perhaps. Hey, speaking of the demon that stole the lighter, where'd you put the lighter?
Right over yonder.
Thank you. Don't mean to demonize you, but I do mean to objectify you later. So let's get to that after this show. It's sad that some people have to believe in homophobic fairy tales in order to be good people. Okay, it might be that they have to. That I'm not sure that's proved, eh? Because that has to. You first have to prove that there's not a better alternative.
Is that just part of growing up, and it's just showing them as children still? That is part of the stuff. You have to believe in some system, something, and then your parents or capitalism or something, and then as you grow up, your brain grows up.
Dude, it might be true that there's 50-year-old adolescents, right?
Yes, definitely.
So what do? They're never going to grow up.
Fuck.
Yeah, we're fucked.
Yeah.
Cool. So we can solve that problem, right?
Now that we're willing to look at it.
Right.
Now that we've seen it.
Right, and so here's the algorithm we're using with Corona. Let's educate almost everybody, and almost everybody will behave well, and then it will be gone. We'll catch the peak, we'll just shut down for the minimum amount of time, and everyone will do it and be good, and it'll be great. But that is wrong because you can't get most people to behave. You know? You cannot. And so thinking you can is the flaw in your plan. Thinking that you can educate people enough that they'll take the fucking vaccine, man. Mm-hmm. Like, people are saying, I won't, I'll shoot Bill Gates before I do. And I'm like, oh, wow, that escalated quickly.
Yeah.
Right. It gets really insane. Just like this fucking J-Oint does.
J-Oint.
Anyway, what were we talking about? I don't know. Fucking the demon was talking. I wasn't even listening to him. I don't do anymore. Or maybe it wasn't the demon. They haven't really showed me how to differentiate between when it's just me or whether it's the demon. I don't really can tell. They're like, search your feelings, you'll know when it's true. And it's like, cool, well, my feelings say you guys are so fucking wrong. Like, it's my feelings that you're arguing with, you dumbass. Like, why are you saying listen to my feelings and then you argue my feelings? Like, they'll give you their fucking... They'll be like, no, listen to what happened to me. I said a prayer and I felt some feelings and that means Jesus. And I'll say, I said a prayer and I felt some feelings and that makes this. And they're like, no, you're wrong.
That makes
and it's
you
like,
Satan.
super immediately, they know exactly the problem is, no, you're wrong. And it's like, you wouldn't have accepted any of those things. Like, you would have walked away if they're like, but I saw hell in a dream. And I'd be like, cool, you're wrong. And then punch me in the face, right? Like, I've never... It's not my first move, right? I have to be pretty fucking agitated to just be like, you're wrong, right? Not I've never said it. I'm saying, 20 minutes into the conversation, you're like, no, that's what you're wrong about. Listen up, right? Yeah, I'll say that. Cheese and rice. Well, no, because cheese and rice still is a sort of replacement. Well, I guess it's not, right? Because it does... I don't know. It references one. I don't know how... Do you have to be like 3 steps away before it's expunged of it? I don't know how to determine which of our
Right, 'cause
ejaculations... Is that what they're called?
yeah, any creation is proof of a deity, so you want to stay away from even things like, trees.
What about Great Scott?
Well, then that person could be seen. I don't
Scott,
know.
yeah, because he's pretty good. He's
It's gonna
only
take
good.
some thought. It's gonna take some time.
It's going to take a whole lot of precious time.
Yeah.
Do you have any notes over there? Do you want to talk about any, like, important things?
Yeah, like, how do we...
I don't know.
I don't know.
How do we wrap
Ooh.
this up and move
Yeah.
on with the rest of our day? Is that what you want to ask? Because it's been an hour. And, like, I can
How
only
do we
contain
critical
the
thinking?
fucking
It's
neighborhood
pretty big,
kids.
though.
How do we critical thinking?
Yeah.
Well, that's a good question. There's this dude, Chris Shelton in town that's got a whole series on that.
Yeah.
If that sort of thing is too dry, because it's just lectures. If you're not into lectures about it, you just play the kids game of like, why, right? That's it,
Oh.
right?
Yeah.
You just don't be stupid about it. You let the whys guide themselves instead of you just think why is the automatic question, right? Right. Like, how do we know this is true, right? Things like that.
Okay.
Yeah, that's critical
Okay.
thinking.
So curiosity again.
Yeah, Anthony Bosco, you can see him doing it, right? He does street epistemology, which is walking people through critical thinking.
Okay, that's
Yeah,
fun.
sort of. Yeah, there's some plays about it, right? All the Socrates plays are that idea. This Elenchus thing that I was talking about earlier, just as a word, is sort of like a way of making an argument. I don't really understand the definition of this between this and there's 3 of them they talk about when they talk about Socrates, Plato, and Aristotle. They talk about their 3 different sort of methods they were using to like make an argument.
Okay.
And so this
You
Elenchus
can't really tell a
method.
difference.
Well, I think if I don't think I know the difference, but if I understand it correctly, the Elenchus method is you just take it apart, right? You just take each piece apart, and then you eventually find one that's like, this is completely fictional. And then you're like, oh, well, fuck, right? And so that's kind of Socrates' method, And then there's the sort of another method that Plato used, where as Socrates could not really defend an argument, he just took arguments to pieces. Plato would attempt to like make arguments, right?
Direct it.
Yeah,
somehow.
I might have said the wrong
Okay.
names on all of those, but yeah, that's how I see it as far as I can at the moment. So yeah, just take the arguments apart and like, what makes you believe that, and like, why do you believe that, and don't be like, 'cause I do. Be like, no, but what methods have we used? Like,
Yeah.
what are these methods that we're using to determine what's
How
true?
did I come about this thought?
Right. Yeah. And the point is, there are places where you won't notice, but it's turned off. Okay? And fully turned off. And you have a switch in your head where it's off. And movies can do it, right?
Yeah.
They can get you into a place, and then shit that you would not have accepted, it's totally fine. Because it's just fully off, because I like this show, right?
Right. Enjoying the story, I can go into the...
Right. So it's not like a defect in you that you can do that. But you'll notice that in some places it's off when it shouldn't be, and it's at church. It's always off.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's
Or
entertainment.
at banks.
Yeah. Anyone who's
We were all getting
infantilizing
mad at
you.
each other
is-
instead of the
Yeah.
or even the security guards to
Yeah.
help direct it.
Yeah. And then the people who get mad and then take a long time at the thing are getting mad at themselves, and it's a mess, man. It was a mess. Yeah, the Corona experience is crazy.
Yeah. Yeah, I was thinking about that. When you say that the system or a belief is right, or it's the only one we have, I'm not going to think about it, you don't see the bad things.
Yeah.
When you think something is right, you will never count all the different bad things.
Yeah,
that
you
show
turn
up.
off your critical thinking.
Yeah.
Right. And so you just try not to allow yourself to do that.
So
And
that's part of the critical thinking then? Like asking why is also like...
Well,
notice the good and the bad.
Well, no, because you know how to critical think. I don't mean to sit you down and be like, this is critical thinking, because you'd be like, yeah, I know that, and I'm like, yeah, I thought you did.
Yeah.
But it's just the point of, no, it's off sometimes. That's all.
Yeah, it made sense with the movie.
Yeah. No, because it's off, at church and at the bank and at work.
Right.
And it's like, oh shit, at work? That's not okay, right? And it's like, no, absolutely, it's got to be off at work. And it's like, well, I don't want to even be involved with those people. And it's like, then you're going to starve, pleb. Like, you have to, or you'll die, and we'll make your kids die first in front of you. And we'll say it's your fault. Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. If you don't turn off your critical thinking at work. And so, maybe that's safe. Maybe it is. But I can't feel like it's safe anymore, right?
Yeah.
Like, I can't... Maybe it's safe to lean against the windows 40 stories up. Maybe it is. But I cannot feel like it is. My body refuses to.
Yeah.
Because who gives a shit? What's gained if it is, and what's lost if it isn't? It's the fucking Pascal's wager, right? You feel the difference between those two. Yeah, and so I can't walk up to a piece of glass anymore and lean against it, 3 stories up, I can't. So, yeah, I can't suspend my critical thinking at church anymore. But Joseph can, because maybe the Earth is flat and we're just wrong about it. Maybe those rockets are just for show. And no one got to the moon.
Dude, did you see that astronaut floating out in space?
Oh my god, what a job it is. Like, it's worse than he's just floating out in space.
Yeah.
He
he's
can't
the
scratch his
first
face.
person testing it also.
Well, that's a hard...
That's pretty bad.
Yeah.
But yeah, he can't scratch his face.
Yeah.
My face is itchy all day long.
All day. They tell me don't scratch my face, and my hand comes up and says, isn't your face so itchy? And I have a conversation with them, and like, you need to leave me alone. It's like, but it's for you I do this. It's the worst. Yeah. Have we talked enough about Community? Did we get it? Yeah, we'll talk more about Community. We'll keep watching that.
Yeah.
Get that shit on Netflix. Yeah, so I don't know when it showed up on there. Maybe it's been there the whole time, but like, it's a good one. And it definitely gives you tools to have conversations, right? You can be like, well, Abed, and people are like, I actually do know Abed, and then you'll be like, okay, we are now having a metaphor, right? And that's what Jesus was doing with all that shit, with the fucking wheat and the tares and the fucking seeds and the shit. It's because that's what everyone did, and now we don't, and we can't understand him because he didn't use good metaphors. Right?
Yeah.
Everyone's going to plant seeds forever. No. In fact, most humans don't. Most of the humans that lived don't. It's crazy.
It is.
Yeah. Stupid. Your metaphors were a very narrow group of these people.
Yeah, it should be one generation.
Yeah. Anyway, the show is over.
Wow.
Yeah.
All right, Chief.
I am done with this shit. And I'm moving on with my day, and I'm fucking getting ready for this stupid fucking day I have tomorrow. Guess what time the debate is? Because that's what I'm doing. Anyway, see you at the debate. Check their Facebook, but don't come early, because they'll call me a bad guy for telling people where it's going to be live streamed. Oh my god, there's no win with these fuckers. Like, literally, they won't put a win condition on the table. They'll put theirs down. If you say poop, I win. If you look at me wrong, I win.
Yeah,
And they won't put down, if
yeah,
you
it's
do
just
this, I
what you're
lose.
Getting out of it.
Well, yeah, hopefully I'm getting content. We'll go see if they fucking even let me have content.
Yeah.
You know, because they're so withholding. They'll be like, what if we don't give you content? Will you still do it? And it's like, well, there's not much in it for me then, is there? They'll be like, I thought so. Ugh. Ugh. Can't win with these bitches. But you can win with the Detroit Spinners, apparently.